Let's get into this first Mint Mobile call. Jonathan, what do we have?
Hello, John Campea and crew. This is Shaka Blaze calling from Phoenix, Arizona. I've been wondering, since people have been asking if there's a Spider-Man in the Sony Spider-Verse, do you think with the animation coming of Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse, with the second part, do you think it's possible for Miles Morales to cross to the live-action universe that will give us our Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse? Thank you, and let me hear your thoughts. Peace.
Oh, thanks so much for calling in, buddy. All right, so do we believe that with the success of the Spider-Verse franchise and everything, that we could get a live-action Miles Morales? I am all in on this. Obviously, we do have Tom Holland as our Peter Parker right now, as our Spider-Man, but we've always had multiple Spider-Folk in the Marvel Universe. I would love to get Miles in there. And the actor who's currently voicing him, I do think would be a wonderful shoe-in for this. We've talked ad nauseum on this show, too, about other potential actors. But Amy, what do you think about bringing Miles Morales into the live action world?
I would love to see that. I mean, obviously, Spider-Verse is, I would argue, one of the best Spider-Man movies we've ever had. I think this could be something really special. I don't know if they do it. I guess that is really the question, though. Like, obviously, it'd be great. I think most fans would be excited about that. I guess the real question is, I don't know if that's something they would do at this point in time, but I'd love to see it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Rob, you're somebody who is very, very keen on Young Avengers coming in, getting some new blood into the Marvel Universe. How do you feel about Miles?
Well, I don't know if it's going to happen in the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse. I don't know if they'll do it in that. Mm-hmm. They might. I could definitely, but because once you establish a live-action Miles Morales, you got to stick with that, I think, character. I definitely think we're going to see Miles Morales in live action. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's going to happen in Across the Spider-Verse, but it could. You know, I'm not saying I'm not ruling that out. Mm-hmm. But because Sony has the Spider franchise and they're making, Venom, Carnage, Morbius,
the Pister, the song?
And I would imagine that a Miles Morales movie would be coming sooner rather than later. Mm-hmm. I would love to see a Miles Morales live action film, but again, I think they're going to probably do 3 animated films first.
That's the plan.
Yeah, they'll do the 3, and then we'll see a live action Miles.
I wonder if it'll be a little pending if those keep up the quality and keep up the fan enthusiasm, if they would then start looking into a segue of like, okay, we have a character here people are excited about and love and the merchandising and yada, yada, yada. This is a logical move just from a financial standpoint.
Absolutely.
Well, it's interesting. Across the Spider-Verse, I mean, Into the Spider-Verse showed us what a relationship between Miles and Peter, albeit an older Peter, could be
Peter
like.
B. Parker, Dreamboat.
Yes. But I would love to see Tom Holland team up with, because it would be interesting. Tom Holland, his Spider-Man has been cast adrift. No one knows who Peter Parker even is. Mm-hmm. So the only person that he could bro down with, other than other Peter Parkers from other universes, would be Miles.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to have to make new friends, but immediately they would have something. I mean, it would be interesting to see them. Those 2 Spider-Men teaming up in a movie could be from a visual standpoint, just very cool.
Absolutely.
Just to see those 2 suits in action fighting whomever.
Oh, and a little.
I do that with my Hot Toys.
Little like.
That's cute.
It's adorable. Little teen bromance. I'd be about it.
Yeah.
I've been wanting this live action Miles Morales, but not at the expense of this animated movie. If that takes away from it at all, I think they'll milk this animated franchise until the money stops coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they'll do it. But I was just imagining, okay, when they introduce this live action Miles Morales, imagine the marketing. You know how he wears these Nikes, right? Nikes introduces a new shoe in the movie that they actually reveal when he first gets into the suit, which goes on sale the following week or something like that.
Would you then go ask Chris for a favor and ask her to stand in line to get those shoes for you?
Yes,
I would, buddy. I'd do it.
Just,
I'd bring snacks for us.
There's such a cool factor that Miles Morales brings, like such a hip, like a to the Spider-Man character. I mean, he does everything different. He goes about it in different ways. He makes mistakes, but like the same as a young Peter Parker, but it's like in a completely different setting, world, whatever. I would love to see a live action Miles Morales. It might not happen in my lifetime, but it will happen.
I think it
In
will.
your lifetime?
I think it will.
Yeah. I
well,
no,
one,
because this
Well, he's
series
gotta-
is so
are you
good.
you're a spring
And
chicken?
this
You got a lot of time.
series is so good. I mean, I could see this animated series.
You said that like you have like a decade left, Max, and that just can't be right.
but the first movie, you know those shots where he's running through the streets and you see the speech bubbles?
Yes.
I've never seen anything like that. And I was like, this is so cool. If they can keep those ideas coming in, giving us different art styles while introducing more of like the bottom of the Spider-Man characters that we're not familiar with. If they can make those characters relatable in this universe, I don't see a live action Miles Morales happening in a long time, to be honest.
Sorry. Part of it, I think, is we have to have our Peter kind of grow up a little bit more. He's been thrust into a new way of life.
Stop making stupid decisions.
I think, he needs to make smart decisions. I think also he's probably going to make some maybe questionable alliances along the way. I think we'd probably see a Black Cat relationship before we see a Miles Morales relationship. What I would really love, though, is for us to just get just a little tease at this point of the third installment of this Spider-Verse franchise of cutting to a live action universe, falling through it, even if it's just for a moment. Even it feels like kind of a John Krasinski as Reed Richards is an option moment, right? To kind of get that idea out there. And then once we have Peter in a position to be a mentor, I feel like that's when you bring him in. And there's only a few years off, I think, till Peter can fulfill that role.
My only concern, though, is would it lose a little magic in live action? Because that animated movie is so, like hearing you talk about that, Ray, with how cool capturing really the energy and the style of a comic book in an animated film. That's my only concern, that it would feel like a little bit of a letdown of like, this isn't quite as cool as the animated. I mean, I like Miles Morales a lot as a character, so I think they could still pull something off, but I feel like that would be my biggest hesitancy of, would this feel like a letdown after how much they were able to explore and play in an animated genre with this character?
Yeah, and that's a fair concern. Well, guys, the question's up to you, though. What do you think? Are we going to see live action Miles Morales anytime soon? Hopefully within Ray Ora's lifetime? You let us know what you think in the comments down below.
We want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Manscaped. Now, guys, you know I love Manscaped. You've heard me go on and on about the Lawnmower 4.0 and that body wash. I love it so much. And so we got to ask, guys, have you started your spring cleaning yet? The carpets need cleaning, the drapes need dusting, and your lawn needs mowing, gentlemen. And you guys know Manscaped is more than just one product. They have a whole lineup of products to help you guys feeling, smelling, and looking your best. And so Manscaped is proud to present to you the Performance Package 4.0, which is the only tool that you need to keep your boys looking, smelling, and feeling good this spring. Now, to start off with, you get the Lawnmower 4.0. Guys, we have talked about this. What is wrong with us? Why have we for so long been using these terrible tools that were never meant for cutting our hair down there? The razor clipper things on our electric razors. That's barbaric, guys. You need the Lawnmower 4.0. And then there's the Weed Whacker. You guys have heard our own Ray Ora talk about this thing. He loves using it to get that hair in your nose and the ear hair. And then they offer lots of other stuff like the Crop Preserver. It's an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. The Crop Reviver. It's a spray-on toner for your balls. And of course, they've got the perfect grooming tool for your face with the Plow 2.0, the perfect razor for the finest shave on that face. So guys, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code CAMPEA. That's CAMPEA at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the promo code Campea at manscaped.com. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life.